I didn't unmute the. Oh, why isn't it? Oh no!
Is everything borked?
It's
Did you
not
smork the
like.
Borg?
It's not working.
What isn't working?
We
The
have no idea.
audio.
Well, if Brisket can hear us, he says Borg Borg Schmork. So you only say Borg Borg if you schmork the
Why
Borg.
isn't it
I hear
showing
us.
the line? Okay, that's gonna slightly annoy me. Welcome to Dungeon Mechanics. You're watching Fate of Ukodor, episode 24, and we are in the midst of why is Jacob doing the freeze thing?
Oh my god, you guys are so convincing with it.
I know. Y'all are just like so
Jacob's
frozen.
moving over. You need a non-see-through glass.
Yeah, the liquid's just like
Mhm.
but yes, you are watching Dungeon Mechanics, and we are live here with Fate of Ukodor. There we go, that's a better delivery. And for those that don't know, this Saturday we have an amazing event of Stronghold D&D versus Dungeon Mechanics in our PvP charity drive stream. Last I checked, which was like today, we've already raised $238 out of our $1,000 goal.
That's a great
Hey,
start.
Yeah,
that's a
before
great
the
start.
even
we haven't
event,
even
that's
awesome.
started yet. I wonder if people are just like stocking up to like make their characters better. But you know, whatever. But yes, that would be this Saturday at 12 p.m. Pacific, if I'm not mistaken, or is it 11 a.m.? I'll check that when the trailer's up, just so that we're tracking. But we're on Fate of Ukodor right now, and even though we're down a player, we still got work to do as the Fate Keepers, because it took them forever to come up with the name, so the DM was gracious enough
Yeah, I was
to
gonna say.
move a name to the party, works to accomplish their new goals to try and re-correct time back to a better outcome.
Back to life.
Also, I want to say this. When we restarted the campaign, I bought something to celebrate, and then I forgot about them. So I bought glow sticks that I was gonna wear.
Have you just had those?
Yeah, they were in a bag, I think, in my living room that stayed on the floor for far too long. And then they've been on my desk hidden away still. So, but I got them now.
Bring
now,
the noise. Bring
now
the
I'm gonna
funk.
wear them just
There
out
you
of
go.
frame. So,
Just out of frame. Nice.
but at least I know they're
Yeah, yeah, that's
That's the
what
important
really
thing.
matters. Sometimes, even though people can't see it, it's there. There we go. That's my
Life needs
negative.
things to live.
Life needs.
Oh
things to
gosh!
live.
Don't put your eye out with the thing that no one can see, because that's
No.
gonna be hard to explain. But we will be back here shortly as we play that beautiful bean footage in the form of a trailer, and
The
we
footage
get
for
things
beans.
started. Although I don't think there's any beans in it.
They're good for your heart.
But are they good for your stomach?
We're gonna switch it because I know how that ends.
we all do
Bye.
that? Hey Arnold.
But
Hidden away, a great power awaits. Muster your courage, it must not abate. Allies emboldened while evil retreats. With fate in your hand, the story's complete. Ukodor, a world full of mystery to explore. Monsters and danger around every turn. Soon enough you will learn. The choice is yours.
Yes.
Is that something you ever seen before in your life?
Actually, I have. I've
We're
seen it.
back.
I mean,
It
yes,
exists.
It does.
it does exist.
It does
Put
exist.
in the chat. Does pre-cooked spaghetti exist?
Pre-cooked
No.
spaghetti.
Well,
Does
no,
it exist?
It's like mostly cooked. You get it and you cook it for like an extra 2 minutes and then it's done because
Right.
it's like already mostly
Right.
cooked.
Is it
So-
like dehydrated?
Yeah, it's called leftovers.
No, it's usually in a can of liquid, probably. Like they have cans of whole chicken. They can put anything. Ridiculous.
I don't
But like, I just, it was a simple mistake, and then next thing I know, I'm making 3 pounds of spaghetti for dinner.
This is us. This is a look behind the veil of what happens.
How I live my life.
The
But now
really
I have an
on-topic
alternate
conversations that we have.
alternate angle of questioning. You could have just saved 2 pounds of spaghetti in your pantry
Absolutely.
and
Absolutely.
only cooked 1 pound of that
Absolutely.
spaghetti.
Absolutely.
You're making
Okay,
too much
I'm
sense,
glad-
Brolin.
Okay.
No, I just wanted an egregious amount of spaghetti for dinner one night, so I made 3 pounds of spaghetti for. I don't know. I was sad that week. I'm pretty sure.
And I
Wow.
picture you like in the bathtub with the 3 pounds of spaghetti, just like.
There were
surrounding you.
times where I was standing in the middle of the living room eating the spaghetti out of the pot. Just like I am engaged, but I live my life in a bachelor style still, and it. Anyways,
Anyways,
How do you transition from that? They don't
I
teach
don't
you this in
understand.
DM school. They're just like, here's a book, read it. Your players won't ever talk about canned spaghetti or like, in our last episode, you just gotta pull the band-aid off and
right?
retcon every time. In our last episodes, our heroes found themselves making their way back to Sanctuary, and almost in a Twilight Zone-esque sort of feel, they realized that their entire adventure so far had been more or less a sitcom show of different seasons called The Fate Keepers that everybody loved watching because you never knew what to expect. Except for the party realizing that they were a sitcom that everybody watched and were enjoying for entertainment purposes. Realizing that they needed to probably fix some of the things that had happened, they figured out a way to go back into time capsules this time in order to replay a previous season to try and figure out if they could fix some things, which the Guardian was slightly less eager to accommodate considering ratings, but
Yeah, I mean, when does a producer agree with the cast,
never. But
we know what's best. We read the fan fiction.
That's true. Is there any fan
my
fiction of
gosh.
our game out there?
imagine-
Like,
There's
at
totally
least-
are. There is
Like-
Fate Keeper fan fiction. There's
There's
gotta
got to be one.
Yeah.
There's got to be one, and
There
I
is
want
not.
it.
We're talking about like in game. Like there are people. Yeah.
yeah, there has to
in-game.
be,
Oh,
definitely.
in game.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
meaning
Flint
outside of
reads
game.
All
No,
of
I meant
it.
in game.
Adult tag only.
I don't know.
Oh God,
Oh gosh.
I feel like that's not the route you want to go.
It's all pounds of pasta.
There's a Brolin offshoot that's called Papa Bear.
No.
It writes itself.
I don't know what my offshoot would be called, but I don't think I would have one if I'm honest. I probably don't have a lot of fans.
Would you say that
Cindy
would be...
Windy. It's like a Golden Girls I Love Lucy type sitcom. Cindy Windy like on the chocolate factory line and just not able to keep up with it.
That would be Jacob in real life.
Oh my gosh. I mean, you only need one fan.
Isn't
I
there a
don't
show like
but
in real life?
Do I have a real fan?
Yeah, totally. There's plenty of people out there that are like, Cinder, we love you. Ah, and there's like girls feigning progressively, probably because they haven't
Aggressive.
eaten anything, because they're afraid to eat meat
Right.
around you or something. I don't know.
Of course, because
Anyways.
they think I'm living that vegan lifestyle because I'm
Yeah.
a plant guy.
Yeah,
Mhm,
exactly. They're getting the wrong vibe aesthetic.
Awesome.
Understandable.
Um,
Anyways, the recap.
yeah, y'all went into the past, and you heard Angel's voice in your head saying that there was some things that y'all had to do together. The time was now, and that's where we're picking up today. So y'all are going through Timescape. While y'all can see each other, is there anything y'all are talking about? I mean, this is the second time, so making that landing is probably important compared to the first time when someone ended up in a tree, I think.
Someone
Yeah.
ate shit. I don't
Yeah.
remember who.
I was just reading
there.
these notes.
I think it was.
I don't know, guys.
Um,
I'm prepping for a 3-point hero landing.
So, as y'all are going through this timescape, the lights and other fragments are flashing past you at a relatively quick pace. However, Flint and Cinder, roll me a history check.
Oh boy. All right. Oh,
16.
Okay.
natural 1.
Nice. Flint, something's a bit wrong in relation to how this particular time passage is going. You've been, I guess, around the Guardian long enough to know that usually when you're going through the time stream, there's different like checkpoints, like you'll go through this age and this age and this age. But when it gets closer to the time and space that you're actually like pinpointing, things kind of like slow down a little bit, and you're fastly approaching the point where y'all wanted to meet the individuals in the woods, and it's not slowing down.
Cool. Cool.
Do I know that there's like a risk associated with like jumping out before it like comes to a natural stop?
Oh yeah, 1000%. You could end up all time wobbly. Imagine you. Oh, sorry.
She definitely has that moment where she like considers it, but then she's like, I don't want Nasea to yell at me again for like taking an uncalculated risk. So, but she's like getting nervous then.
What is y'all's passive insight for Cinder and Brolin?
17.
Okay.
Insight, not 12.
12. Y'all are, well, Cinder, you're more picking this up. Brolin, you're like along for the ride. You're like, this is pretty cool.
Of course.
But yeah, Cinder, you're kind of picking up not so much the fact that y'all are off course a bit, but the fact that like there's an unease in Flint's demeanor.
So, how we feeling? How are we feeling, gang? Excited?
I don't know if that's the word for it. I don't know if he calibrated this right. I think we're going too far.
What? You can do
She
that?
thinks we're. Oh, sorry. I thought you didn't hear her.
Y'all are right next to each other.
Wait. You think we can overshoot this?
I don't know. I mean, this is only my second time doing it, but I mean, that's you know where we wanted to be? Yeah, that's back there now. And now here's
Oh.
where we are. And I don't
Okay.
know when we're going to stop.
Is it? Oh, so it's just go. Okay.
But if you jump out, I don't know if like your arms go out of your forehead, or like if you end up in a different dimension where like I don't know, maybe everything's shrimp, or maybe there is no shrimp. One of the two. But it's like something's gonna be weird.
I could live in a world without shrimp.
You would choose shrimpless
Hey,
world over
I
all
would
shrimp
Guys,
world?
time. We have a limited time here. Let's think like
Well, I think
Focus.
we're on this ride. I don't think there's any way to get off, right?
maybe we reach out to Mother Ukodor. We're back in the time, right? Maybe
You want me to? I mean,
yes. It's worked for us before. I'll help you. I'll be there spiritually. Right?
Okay. Okay.
You're
All
really
right.
good at it. Just go. Just feel it come out of your soul,
All right.
through your
All right.
mouth, over your tongue.
All right.
out.
Mother Ukodor, quick question. Do you see us? Do you see where we're headed? Could you give us any guidance on where we're going? Also, conversely, Angel, do you know where we're going?
Roll me a religion check.
All right.
I feel like you kind of snuck in there.
It wasn't intentional. I was like, oh yeah, Angel's around, I think.
Sky rockets in flight.
All right, that's an 11.
Nice. So you have your staff, and you're talking to Mother LL, and then you check with your GPS to see if she knows where y'all are headed. What do you remember Angel looking like last you checked on her?
Inert, basically, like low power mode, right?
More or less. I mean, the crystal had like faded to even more of a
Right.
non-Rosari proportion, whatever that looks like.
Of course.
As you're saying this, and the others are kind of like, did it work? Angel starts to glow progressively more bright, and that bluish hue gets brighter and brighter and brighter and brighter until it passes into kind of a white light spectrum, and everyone's eyes are kind of like engulfed by this intensity, and then everything goes white. And you all feel yourselves stop. Your feet find purchase on solid ground, at least what you can hope. And as that light starts to dim, and you settle, you feel a creak in your steps from maybe like old wood paneling that you're standing on now. And the light dissipates fleetingly fast to the point that the room that you're in seems much darker than it probably is, because your eyes are trying to adjust to what the actual intensity is around you. But you seem to be in a cabin of sorts.
Familiar cabin?
Familiar cabin?
No, not familiar cabin. There's no wheels outside from...
That's what I was going to go excitingly check, but it's not familiar. Never mind.
Roland, this ringing any bells for you? It's not ringing a bell for me. Flint, anything?
I don't know where the fuck we are.
Okay, all right.
But at least we're not speeding off into the beginning of time or something. So always look on the bright
Maybe
side of
this
where we
is the beginning of time. Maybe
What if we're
all
going to
time
meet
started...
the gods before they created life?
Yes. In the beginning, there was light and then a cabin in the middle of nowhere.
In a world.
What a rich lore.
He's only created the world, you know.
That's what Knock at the Cabin is based on, right? I don't know.
Sounds
I
like
didn't
a
see.
I was
Scary
going with
movie.
Coraline, but
Do
Does
I
it-
recognize it?
I don't know
Just
what the
seems
fuck
like
they are.
a old, you
Is
know.
it daytime, nighttime? Is
Uh,
there like light coming through the windows?
As y'all's eyes adjust, it does seem to be a little bit past midday. There's some light shining in through one of the glass windows.
I'm gonna head for outside. I wanna get a glimpse of like what outside looks like.
So are you going towards the window to see, or are you going towards the door in the room that y'all are in?
I'm gonna go towards the door. I mean, does the placement of the windows? Does it seem like the door's going outside?
You would only imagine. In the room that y'all are in, there is a bed, a dresser drawers, and kind of like an old chest pushed up against the wall. There's 2 windows from what you can tell, but it's a relatively medium-sized room. The bed's not excessively large, but can definitely hold bigger than like a small child comfortably.
I'm going through the dresser.
Okay.
Ooh.
All
Make
right.
sure you set your save point to this location. We now can spawn here if we die.
Yeah, lay in the bed real quick.
Yeah, I'm gonna start a fire really quick.
I'm going to go to the windows and
The
look out the
walls.
windows.
Okay, so Flint, make me an investigation check, Cinder perception, and Brolin. As you approach the door, the handle is locked from what you can tell, but from the outside.
I got a nat 20.
Nice.
Plus 3, so 23.
You know, believe it or not, I'm proficient in thieves' tools. So I'm gonna take a look at that block.
Okay, roll me a sleight of hand check and then add your proficiency bonus again to it. Cinder.
I rolled an 11.
You're looking out a window.
I know. Listen, my rolls are not great, guys.
Oh yeah,
So that's
you
a-
still have like trash everything because you died.
Oh yeah, you're right. So -2. So
Oh
11
no, that
minus
wasn't
2 is
with the negative.
no, that wasn't with the negative. Nope. So 9. Sorry, 9.
Flint, you open that chest of drawers, and in it you see kind of like a collection of dead roots and twigs and other binding mixed in with kind of almost like a natural armor set, very earthly tones, neatly folded, but it does give you a sense of familiarity if the twigs and everything weren't like dead.
Ooh,
As far as like placement goes, it looks exactly like what Cinder wears normally.
she's gonna pull it out. Have you been here before?
She's holding up a dress.
I don't know what color is it.
Dark earthly tones, very muted, but definitely there is a bit of care when it comes to accentuating the different kind of florals that can give you that natural camouflage as you're walking through different areas, namely wooded areas.
Okay.
Cinder, you look outside and you see trees. You see the sky. And you see kind of like patches of smoke clouds coming from probably the opposite side of the house, but the wind's blowing it over to showcase in the window that you're looking out of. And
Okay.
then, what was your role, Brolin?
Dirty 20.
Nice. So it takes you a little bit, but you're able to kind of get your thieves' tools in there and rework the lock kind of almost in an opposite fashion, where you're moving the casters out of the way, and you hear that satisfying click as the door is now openable.
So, did I see the armor that she held up, or was it actually a dress?
It was like it's a feminine armor set. But as you look away from the window to Flint, you get a bit of nostalgia, as this is clothing that your mother has worn before.
Okay. So, um, Roland, did you figure anything out with the door?
Yeah, I think I got it. We can leave this room if we want to. I
Okay.
would like to go look outside. That's what I was going for.
Okay, quick. Does anybody have a problem with me taking the lead?
Well,
Do you know what this is?
That the armor you're holding is very similar to armor that my mother wore. So I'm wondering if we're in their house? But if we went past where we were going, how did we... It doesn't make sense.
Does the place look lived in, or is it like dusty? Like, has it been a long time since someone's been here? Is it easy to tell?
It does look lived in. The room itself that y'all are in doesn't look like it's just a generalized guest room that's not seen any usage. If anything, you get a sense that someone is using it, like occupying the room currently, except they're just not there presently. Like, this is their active stuff.
Okay.
So...
It brought us to someone familiar, potentially.
Right, but are we at a point in time where my parents know me? Or
I
are
guess
we
there's
are
only
we
one
at a...
way to find out.
Yeah.
well, let's
yeah.
think though. What else do we need to find out before maybe we reveal that? Is there anything we need to find out as anonymous first? Their involvement in anything?
I mean, they were part of the original Arbiter program when Ukodor was dying, or died, or was dying. So I don't know, going this far back, what that means. So we could try and figure out what year it is first.
How the fuck we gonna do that? You gonna look at the moon and the stars and like do some kind of star chart? They don't exactly have like clocks and calendars.
Well,
Well,
they
my
do have calendars in the big cities, and they do track the months and years.
You
yeah,
guys know how to do that?
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm pretty
I've
sure my
not been
parents
giving
know
you
how to
enough
do that.
credit.
It's no cars or flamethrowers or anything like that. But
It's a shame.
easy, Mac.
So,
You think
I don't know what to do.
Hello? Anybody home?
You hear a creaking on the opposite side of the door as someone's either headed toward that room or just walking around the cabin.
Can I? Could I hide under the bed?
You can attempt to roll a stealth check.
Well, because like I just want to see. I don't know. Maybe
can
it's
I
not
take
that-
the lead Can I hide under the bed? Can I take the lead? Can I hide under the bed?
It's good to have layers.
Options. Never let
Wait,
him know
did you
your
tell me
next
to roll
move.
anything?
Stealth.
Stealth, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, the first roll was an 18 minus 3. But the second roll was a 3 minus 3. So
Oh, because you're exhausted.
Oh.
not
Y'all,
because I'm exhausted, but because
Oh.
I have disadvantage on stealth from my armor.
Oh.
y'all see Cinder, like, you know, he gave y'all that semi-speech of let me take the lead. And then as the moment that footsteps or the sound of someone approaching is heard, he like bolts for the bed, but it's not made the same way as like most beds are, at least in the future. This one's a lot lower, so as soon as he tries to like pinch himself underneath and he has all his gear on and he's just like fumbling, he's just, it's a whole hot mess situation going on.
Look, as he's struggling, can I go over and just lift the bed so he has like clearance to get to the middle of it?
Make a athletics check.
Totally. Oh wait though. I'm guessing my armor works. Does my armor work? Is the magic infused in my armor? Okay. Hold up. It's already a +5, but I just want to make sure. Power armor.
I'm just saying, I was okay with the prospect of like walking out there, but now we're bringing somebody in and I lost control of the situation. So now I'm like,
Wow. I think there's something very psychological happening where you're fine to enter other people, but others' experience, but for them to come into your safe space is really challenging for you. And I want you to take some notes for your therapist this week.
I see him Wednesday.
Oh god, that's like a 12. That's a 12.
Okay, it takes you some time, mostly because Cinder is literally pinched underneath that you can't find a good like grab spot. But you start to wedge it up, and then Cinder, you kind of just like awkwardly shuffle yourself under the bed.
Just
And
all
while
of my
he's doing
armor
that-
and shield and everything making noise while I shuffle under.
I'm just deadpan staring at Flint, just like with this look of just like,
She's just gonna reach for the door handle and just like slowly open it. Like, what the fuck is you? Like, I don't know about what you're doing. I'm just gonna deal with the situation at hand.
I still want to open the front door to make sure that if we need to be going this direction, it seems safe and clear. So I am still like opening that front door and peeking out when I have a chance.
So, Cinder, make a deck save.
Okay. I'm good at those.
When I drop the bed on him.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's a 3 minus 2, so 1.
Nice. You hear like a muffled ow come from Cinder as like either his hand or his foot just catches like the brute force of the weight of the bed landing on him unexpectedly as Brolin sidesteps to cut you off, Flint, from opening the door first.
Oh, I thought that hers was a different door. With my
No,
wrong?
there's only one door.
Yeah, there's only
There's only one door?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, that is questionable. Okay, cool.
What kind of bedrooms do you live in, Brolin?
It said
There
a
are
cabin.
old houses with multiple doors. We're
It's a
in one
cabin.
room
It said
in a cabin.
Right. So wouldn't there be one door that goes outside, and then one door that goes to other rooms of the cabin?
Yeah, but you're in one of the other rooms to the cabin. You're in what?
We're in a bedroom.
Yeah, like a bedroom.
Right.
So there's no door outside. There's windows outside.
Oh, that's where I'm confused. So there is no door outside, like to the outside of the cabin.
There probably is if you go out of the room that you're in of the
I
cabin.
see. Got it.
Simple
Okay.
house
No, no.
structure, folks. We all live in homes.
So never mind. You know, I'm not trying to stop Flint from going to that door. I'll just be near a window. I'm just looking out the window, I guess.
Okay. Flint, as you open the door, you see a man approaching. Elvish frame. He has a neatly placed crown on his head of kind of like thorns and a few spry flowers. But he doesn't seem to be like approaching the room with haste, more as like just headed towards the door before you open it and you see him. So he kind of like stops and looks at you.
Hello.
Hello. I was not expecting.
Me neither, to be completely honest, and very sorry for barging in like this. Me and my friends just kind of landed here by accident. My name's Flint. Thank you. Have a lovely home.
Oh, it's not my home, but thank you, Flint. I'm sorry. Are you with anyone?
Yeah, I'm with these two. When she looks over her shoulder and sees Brolin like moodily looking out a window,
Right.
They're halfway under a bed.
The city.
Yeah, I'm with them. These two, and is Nisea there? I assume
As you go to look, Nisea is not there.
Ah, we lost her again.
she's gonna
She's
be
gonna be so
fucking
mad.
Fucking pissed.
She's gonna be so mad.
Come on.
Yeah, I'm with them. These two, God, fucking idiots. A great friends.
Is my boy Cinder with you?
You know Cindy?
Yes.
Yeah, Sin's like my best friend. Sin, this guy knows you.
Okay. Okay. And I try to like. Okay. My thought is, I have a 19 strength. Can I lift this bed with my back, and like roll myself out?
Sure.
Okay.
You hear like a loud thud as the bed like lifts up and kind of brushes against the back of the wall where it was pulled out a little bit so it wouldn't rub in the first place, but you know. And then Cinder kind of like rolls out, trying to make it seem like it was one full
Commando style.
movement.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
When I catch your eyes, I give you a thumbs up and like.
So strong now.
And as you're army crawling on the ground, trying to get back up to your feet, you see Flint looking back at you from the door, and this man walk up and look at you from the hallway, and it's your Faja.
Oh. Okay. And I like pick myself up real quickly, brush myself off. Hey, Dad.
Hello, son. Are you well? What?
You're Cinder's dad?
Yes. Rindell, at your service.
You're not gonna like double cross him and then like launch out of a crater in the ground, taking the whole city and like civilization as you know it with you, are you?
No, he's good. He's good.
Sorry, I just have like a bad rep with like meeting dads. But yeah, cool.
He's a good dad. He was and is good dad. Good.
But you're here.
Yes. Sorry. Would you all like some tea? I just put a pot on. Should be ready soon. We can discuss things.
Yeah.
Sure.
Is Mom here?
She went out a bit ago. She should be back shortly.
Okay.
tea would be good.
Tea.
Yeah, tea.
Good.
Yes.
Good tea. And he kind of like awkwardly, I mean, as best as you can, just start to head back down the hallway, hoping that you all will kind of like not get lost. It's a small cabin.
Yeah, we'll follow.
Okay. He leads you all out into a much more open space. You find out this is a 2-story cabin, but y'all are on the first floor. You walk in, and there is a set of stairs that go up, and then there's a living space with the fireplace in that area positioned there, and you see kind of like a pot kettle on the brim of the fireplace, fire mantle just like lit on fire and slowly boiling tea or water, you're not sure. He ushers you all in to like sit down in the comfortable space within the cabin. So I think there's a lot we have to talk about. First, how have you been, son?
If I could be perfectly honest with you, Dad, not great. It's been real awful. I've learned things about myself, and they're just the worst. But when I was murdered, that part of me died, and Dare gave me his memories and these guys brought me back to life, but Dare kind of forced me to come back to life, because it was this situation where it was like, oh, you can choose for me to come back to life, or you can choose for you to come back to life. And I was like, well, obviously I'm going to choose you. And then he gave me all his memories, smiled at me, and forced me to come back to life. So it's been a wild ride.
You see this poor man just absorbing all of this and letting Sindare speak as he's trying to serve the tea. The cup is progressively filling a little bit past the brim and falling into the saucer underneath it as he catches himself. Oh, right. Yes. So your mother figured out that you have been time traveling.
Okay.
And because of that, we were able to get you here.
Oh, so you pulled us to here?
Yes.
We were wondering why we didn't end up where we thought we were going.
So are you aware of all the history and time change that has occurred? Or are you outside of that?
The last thing I remember is being at our place in the 5th Age, and me and your mother were waiting for you to come home, but you hadn't yet. And as it got dark, there were 2 individuals that broke into our home and attacked us. But we
We lit them on fire in your basement.
Oh. Your mother's going to love going home to that.
Yeah, no, she's gonna
But instinctively we made it back here.
Okay.
And then because of that event, your mother did, as she does, a bit of over obsessing and figured out
right.
what you had been up to.
Okay.
But you look good, son.
You know, I'm still recovering from being literally dead. But other than that, like things are stressful but manageable. I've got good friends. I got Brolin. Brolin has
Hi,
been
Brolin Rockknocker.
yes, Brolin Rockknocker of Rockknocker fame. Um,
Well, if I'm following this track, we're before my time, a little bit, maybe.
When are we?
third age, second age, pre-surge.
Would assume second age, if I'm tracking right.
Do y'all have calendars yet?
Yeah, yes, we have all of those. And he begins to spout off about maybe 5 to 7 days shy of when you first came back in town or in time.
Oh,
Okay.
See,
Okay,
before
so
my
not-
time, like by a couple
Right,
days.
right.
between
Before
you
we
guys.
met. So,
That's perfect. I feel.
yeah. Yeah, that's real swell. Um, um, so, where's mom? Where is she? Like, how long is she gonna be? How long is she gonna be out? Like, when is she? Should I go out and look for her?
I would like to make an insight check
Sure.
as to why, like, Sindar all of a sudden seems focused on moving this past this conversation with his dad, basically. Like, is he rushing this? Is he trying to like be done with this experience?
roll for mommy.
Ooh. Roll for mommy. That's damn good. Insight. Yeah, of course I don't. Oh, I have two. Okay, so that is a dirty 20.
I cannot do that. It is impossible for me to roll that high. So I'm just gonna put my dice down.
Okay.
Sindar, from a level of like body language, what do you think Brolin would probably assess from this?
He would probably get. Sindar typically has a weight on him, like a visible weight on him. It's a lot heavier right now.
Brolin's gonna speak up and say, perhaps we need to recenter and we just landed here. So will we step outside, leave your father and let's talk for a minute, just us, and gather our thoughts.
Yeah, is that okay with you, Dad? Is that fine? Are we gonna run the risk of running into Mom if we step outside?
I mean, you might. She's out there. But
Like how? Like far or?
she's been gone for a couple of hours.
Okay. Okay.
Whoa.
Yeah. No. We'll just step outside and have a quick focus. We gotta.
I'm
focus
literally
up.
pushing him as he's talking, like out of the room.
So y'all get outside if y'all are all headed that way. And the day's nice from what you can tell. Brolin, I mean, if you do the math, you could be like, hey, this is just that other day, except some other part of the world in this day. Anyways,
Right. The where we don't know. I don't know the where, but I know time.
You do seem to be in some type of forest from what you can tell. But it's kind of like its own little pocket, little niche, kind of like Aaron's cabin, except different.
Less
in its
wheels.
own. Yeah, less wheels.
A magical place.
But yeah, you all get out there. You hear normal birds chirping, activity in the wood brushes, but nothing that would seem that like anyone's approaching or anything like that.
All right. So, let's list out some things we know. We know that potentially we have about a week until we can do whatever move we're going to do to try to set things right.
Right.
We got to figure out where we are and how. I mean, I'm assuming, Cinder, do you know where we are? Is this a piece of information you know?
When I was talking with Elam Dare asking about where my parents were, he said that they had a place that they stayed in like north of Dorne, like northwest of Dorne.
But you've never been here, right?
I don't know.
I mean, not since if you were, it wouldn't be
you
since
were
you were like an
born.
infant, right?
Right, you were born and then you were taken to the 5th age, from what I understand.
Well, I was acquired at a particular age that we don't entirely know. But
you haven't been to this cabin.
not that I know of.
But this
Okay,
is the
it doesn't
hideout.
matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Right. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Right.
Unless you think there's something we have to change starting right here.
We've never been here though. I mean, we didn't fuck this up. Not yet. I mean, you hiding under the bed was kind of like, but I mean, I don't think that it left that bad of an impression.
Right. Yeah, I don't feel the best being here right now. And the fact that my mother's coming makes it a little bit more stressful. So I think we should just try and get them sent back to the future as quickly as possible if they want to go back to the I don't know.
If they want to go back, don't they have the means to go back? They had the means to get here.
But I don't know if that means if they had the means to go back, wouldn't they have already gone back?
I
Why?
mean, maybe they like, this.
They do. But I mean, my father also put in a lot of work with the community on Taudian. But my mother also didn't care.
Shouldn't we fix the future before we send anyone back, though? I mean, they're going to go
That's what I
back to
was
something
thinking.
that's not what they know. It's all weird.
Right. Yeah, that's true. So we would, I guess we just hang out here or see where we are, and then, we try to get to where we get to Dorne, right? If we're where I think we are, we need to get to Dorne to do anything.
Yeah. I mean, how convenient would it be if we're just like 4 days travel out and then it's like, boom, timelines align?
That would be
Maybe
very
that's
convenient.
bad though, because maybe we're gonna get in town the same time we get into town. You're gonna want to go visit that horse, and you're not gonna be able to because old Cindy spent a whole lot of time at that stable, and you cannot run into him.
Okay.
No?
Okay. Sure.
Okay.
Sure. I mean, I know when I was there, so I'll just, if I want to go, I'll go at the times where I know I'm not there.
You've already mathed this out in your head, haven't you?
I'm just, sometimes I plan.
I have a DM question. when we saw the DVD like collection of seasons of Fate Keepers, did any of them have a person that looked like Cinder's dad?
Not unless you went like super in detail and like maybe looked at the pictures on the episode
Or the
where
bonus features.
Cinder and Flint went into the future on their little mini adventure. Like there probably would have been pictures of them in the house at that time,
So-
but like no one's physically met them since the start.
So this seasons of the Fate Keepers, it's all us. It's not like previous cast and crew, and we're just like the newest Fate Keepers. It's all our. Okay.
Yeah, you got to set up for origin story seasons, Brolin. That's
Gotta
how
get that
this
prequel
works.
money. Worked out well for Star Wars.
Worked out well for at least. We're establishing how the prequels will go in our current timeline.
Right.
So
Oh, so what are we doing? Sorry.
We're
You're
still
waiting
talking
for your
outside.
mom to show up, right?
Not looking
Or-
forward to
yeah,
that.
we're skipping out before she
So-
does.
So let me lay it out for you, gang. My parents are druids.
Mhm.
I am not.
Yeah.
That already makes me feel a little guilty, and the fact that I'm not really trying to be a cleric anymore also makes me feel a little guilty. And also the whole corruption bout, that's a lot of shame and guilt.
But like,
Um,
it seems like you're putting that on yourself. I haven't heard anything come from your dad where he's like, "Oh, you're not a druid. I hate you, my son. I'm so disappointed." Like he hasn't said anything like that. So it's like, it
And
seems like you're like pre-shaming yourself for
Have
the
you
perceived
tried-
shame that isn't necessarily on you.
have you tried to summon up your magic? I mean, I remember when we left this time, your magic was pretty strong. I mean, you don't have to be a druid to show them that you have strong magic.
I can
You can make him a
I-
bracelet.
No, I was saying you should fight your parents.
No!
oh,
Like
that
spar,
will-
like spar,
that-
like, you know.
that will not work out well.
Why do you think that they want that?
My mother is a cold tactician. I could not take her on, but I could try to like use some magic to see, you know, what if it's back, right?
Yeah, I think that that's useful. I just don't know why you think you have to prove yourself. Your dad seems perfectly pleasant. Wasn't like, "You have to prove yourself to me, son." You know, like where is that coming from?
I don't know.
You know,
don't know.
I don't know how the future. It seems like the future. Everyone is very open and communicative, but a lot of families here don't just go around airing their, "Oh, my son's not a druid." You know, they kind of keep that clutch.
Right, like a secret shame that they have.
Right? Yeah.
That's better than an outright shame, is it?
No, it's not.
I don't know that life.
I'd rather know if they're disappointed than not know that they're disappointed. So instead, I'm just going to assume that they're disappointed.
Why don't you
and-
just ask them?
Why
That's-
not just talk to your parents?
You mean you don't just say everything that comes to your mind impulsively? You don't just say that out loud constantly?
Absolutely not.
I
When I
don't
met you,
understand.
absolutely I did. But with my parents, I did not.
Huh.
Everything was thought out.
All right. Are you gonna take parenting advice from this little devil girl over here?
Things have
Well,
been
from
working
me.
out pretty okay, you know?
Your father could have killed.
Your father literally
Messiah
ended
and,
time,
like-
okay?
Yeah.
That has nothing to do with mine
whole
and his
Jordan
relationship,
City.
though.
He's a bad father. Your father is a bad father.
I don't know where you're getting that from. I think he was perfectly fine.
Insight
I
check.
think
Are you even going to pass this insight check? The girl's like the master of deception and persuasion.
Insight is one of the few things I'm good at. Okay.
Okay,
I'm
we'll
gonna
give
roll
you a
for
vote.
delusion.
It didn't go well,
I
guys.
didn't think
go
so.
well.
That is a total of 13.
Even so, like deception, it's a 25, but I considered it a persuasion because she fully buys into everything she's saying. Is a 22. So
Wow. Okay. So, but I mean, still, your father did some awful things.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, at least he wasn't like, "Why aren't you a druid?"
like you know,
Right,
that's
he
what
was-
No,
I'm
I mean, let's
he was
break this
m-
down for a second. Why do they want you to be a druid?
Yeah.
Follow in my family's footsteps. Be on a better path.
Boring.
But if you can beat them in one-on-one battle, haven't you proven that you are on a better path?
Okay. Here's what we're gonna do. Dad, can you step outside?
Yeah! Woo! See, I'm
Will
right.
your father fuck?
Shortly after the call, the door opens to the front of the cabin.
Dad!
And he is standing there with like a cup of tea.
So I just had a question, Dad. Are you disappointed in me for what I've become?
Disappointed?
And if you are, do we have to fight so you'll respect me?
I'm not disappointed in you, son. Why would you think I would be disappointed?
That's what I'm saying.
Cause I'm not like you and Mom.
Yes,
I'm
you're
different.
like you, Cinder.
Right, but like you guys are better than me.
Your parents accepted you this whole time.
What? Exactly.
Everything, being decent people. I've done some pretty not okay things when I figured out I had corruption magic flowing through my veins, which
Yes.
you guys just decided to not tell me about.
I mean, I don't want to speak for your mother, but there's a lot of things we chose to not speak to you about until you got a bit older. Because there was no way for us to sort of explain it to you. Being in Chaldean, there's no magic there. There's no corruption. So
Right,
we didn't want to worry you, son.
right. And so when I met my best friend, Flint,
That's me.
that's her. She's great. Got some like problems with her father. Like
My father's great.
me to you, her father kind of ended all time. But that's
I'll forgive him.
Jesus. But you know, once I stepped foot in the past, then all of the corruption magic started showing up, and there were children of corruption that were like coming after me, who then went after you. So it was a little sucky to not have help with that, but it's not like I can blame you, because how would you have known when I didn't communicate, hey, I'm going to the past? So it's just unfortunate circumstances. It's all good now that I died. But yeah. Does Mom have a garden here?
Well, again, as I was telling your friend, your best friend, Flint, here, this isn't our cabin. It's Elamdair's. But no, she
Okay.
doesn't have a cabin garden here.
Right. Right. Okay. Also, where on the continent are we? Especially in relation to Dorne? Like, where are we?
We're about week's travel to Dorne, give or take.
Weeks travel. Okay. Okay. So that means we should leave fairly
Well,
soon.
wait.
But we're
Yeah,
not
but-
trying to go to Dorne, right? We're trying to go to the other place. The field where it all went wrong.
But I mean, that was outside of Dorne, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Before we go, though, I feel like we should ask it. Do you know what your connection to the happenings in Dorne? Like, we still have to piece stuff together before, if we're gonna fix the loop or close the loop, or like, is there anything your parents, sir? Is there anything you know about why they came after you in Chaldean? Is that
Yes. You got it.
Again, I don't want to speak for your mother. She should have been back a little bit ago. Her and Elmdare went out hunting, but
Right. Okay. So we'll just wait then.
yes, that would be great, actually.
Or should we go out and look for them, or are you going to go out and look for them?
I can send someone to go see what's taking so long.
Okay. In the meantime, let me tell you everything specifically that has happened, and we can just cut forward.
So y'all find yourselves back inside the cabin. The someone was a woodland creature that Sindare's father communicated with specific wording to convey, relay, and report back of where exactly the other two were at the time. So as y'all are waiting for word of that, Sindare begins to essentially lay down the Fate Keeper's seasonal plot.
Lay down the lore.
One lore bit at a time. And shockingly enough, your father seems very receptive of the whole thing. There are a few like weird parts, like speaking with the Lich and the future sitcom thing, but he lets you go as you are, and then as you complete saying that, then you found yourself here, you hear a tap on the window pane as a small bird is tapping at the window.
Do we need to let that in?
Yes. And he gets up and opens the window, and the bird begins to speak with him.
Can you do that?
Oh, who's he saying that?
Sindare.
Why
So
would
there,
you
can you do
ask
that?
him that? That's like his whole thing.
Oh,
Do
right.
what?
Well, I didn't know if it was just horses.
No, he has problems around like that. Oh, I just mean like, I thought maybe he'd be sensitive about it if he couldn't.
But I thought he could do it,
We can talk to horses.
I can
Just-
I
at
can
least he
talk
wants
to
us to
I
talk
can
to
talk to
horses.
any animal.
Here's a good chance to impress your father. Just to get in the conversation. over there.
Eavesdrop on his personal conversation with a bird.
Yeah, just be like, I also can do this amazing thing you can do.
But that's
So your dad doesn't want you to impress him. He doesn't give a shit. He's
Right,
already
that's
proud
kind of
of
what
you.
I'm thinking. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Like, he seems like things are chill. It's more my mother now that I'm concerned about.
Oh my god.
What do you want? What do you want, Flint?
I just want you to have less of yourself holding yourself back. And because honestly, your whining about it is so it sometimes
Mm-hmm.
I just think you're in your own way.
Couldn't I say the same thing to you?
No.
This mirror only reflects forward.
I don't know what you're talking about.
But don't, like, we literally just had a whole conversation about, like, you were having kind of a mild breakdown, and you were like, I keep messing everything up. And I was like, no, that's being alive. That's part of life. Like,
Yeah, but like me messing shit up was more of an act of hand than me like thinking to myself, oh, I bet my dad's not proud of me. It was more like, you know, having like a cursed amulet and like handing it over to someone who actually ended the world. That seems a bit more active than just like, you know what I mean?
right.
So
Right. Sorry, it's the pollen around here.
yeah, it's bad. It's so bad.
You would think that my parents, like, are nature people. I wouldn't have such a, but I'm not biologically related to. It's,
I'm feeling it. My ears hurt.
your ears hurt?
Yeah, it hurts inside
on.
my ears.
I wonder if I have something for that.
As the bird stops tweeting, it flies
I
back
don't
out the
have anything for
window,
that.
and he looks at the group of you. They found someone injured in the woods. They're bringing her back.
Her?
Yes.
Did they describe what she looks like?
The bird said that brown hair, relatively
Okay. Like tall, buff,
strong looking. Yes.
right?
Okay.
So that's the Nisea that I was talking to you about. I think that's Nisea.
Ah, that description does fit. Oh, yes. Okay. Well, we should probably go help them.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yes. And he gets up and goes to the door, starts to head off into the woods.
Some could say he's getting lost in the woods. Sorry, it's a Frozen 2 reference.
What?
Lost in the woods.
I love that song. I unironically love that song.
All the music in that movie is really good.
I know. I cried
It's
during
so
that
good.
movie.
I did too.
Same.
Really.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
Oh, it really is. Like, as far as like Disney sequels goes, it held up. It held up.
Okay.
Good stuff.
I feel like it's
And
underhyped.
there's no talking animals, I don't think.
Just talking snowman.
Yeah,
So I think you're safe if you want to watch it.
I guess.
Wait,
I
do you
did
have a
watch
thing
the
against
first
talking animals?
I
He
like
hates
'em.
talking
How
animals.
did I not know this?
And I have to talk as animals all
The
the
whole
time.
campaign.
It's just a whole
Animals.
fucking endless thing. Anyways, y'all head to the woods, and it doesn't take you too long because they had been traveling. But you do come across a almost clearing, and off on the opposite side you see two figures with like a makeshift kind of gurney made out of twigs and branches and things, and
Right.
on it is a very unconscious Nisea.
Okay. I'm gonna like run over. Is she like, are there visible wounds on her?
Not from what you could tell. She just seems to be unconscious. Her clothing's a bit tattered, as if there might have been like injures there, but if so, they've healed since then.
Okay.
Does she have? Is her axe with her?
Yeah. She has all her stuff. And they carefully like set her down as you start to approach, and your mother makes eye contact with you first as you run up to check on Nisea. Cinder.
Yeah. Hey.
She walks over to you, meeting you, like cutting your distance, and like holds her hand against your cheek and like looks into your eyes intently. You're different.
Yes. And I look over her shoulder and I see Elamdare and I just go white.
Um, he is attending to your friend, um, making sure that the gurney's like fully secured and everything since they've moved her a little bit. And he looks up at you. Is that him? And your mother looks back. Yes, Elmdare, it is. This is Cinder. And he stands up, carefully like dusting himself off. Your mother said you had grown into a fine young man. But yeah.
Yeah. It's it's so nice to see you again. So nice to see you. Um um a uh big fan of your work. Um um it's nice to good to finally meet you. Elamdare.
And he kind of like pats you on the shoulder. Could you help me with her? We found her in the woods when we were trying to hunt.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he goes over to like help you assist in lifting up Nisea.
Roland's there too, trying to help out.
Okay. So between the group of you, y'all are able to kind of head back to the cabin. Cinder, we must hurry. Your friend, she has time sickness.
She what?
What?
Sometimes when beings go back in time too quickly, there's a chance for time sickness to sort of settle in. She must have recently jumped.
Yeah.
Right, she was with us, and then when we landed,
But she
wasn't
didn't
with
go
us.
back with us. So she went back right towards the end of when we were in the future. She came to the future and we fought her. We don't know what kind of state. Remember, she was
Right.
black-eyed.
What's the cure?
I believe I have some herbs back at the cabin in my chest. But yes, we should get her back as quickly as possible. And you all head back, kind of double in tow, making it back to the cabin. Around now, the sun has sort of set, or is setting, and there's a calm kind of push over the landscape as you enter inside of Elamdare's cabin in the woods. And Cinder's mother directs you all to kind of guide her into the room that y'all are in conveniently, as she quickly goes over to her chest and like pushes her clothing aside and starts to go into like some different pouches that were underneath, and is picking out a series of herbs almost methodically, but with a bit of haste, as Nisea is laying carefully on the bed.
I know it's probably fruitless, but I'm just going to do a quick spare the dying on her.
Okay.
Whether or not it works, don't know, don't care. Just spare the dying on her.
As you do that, you feel that connective energy again, because it's been a minute since you've used magic,
Right.
which kind of serves as like a comfort, but also you see as it doesn't like change Nasea's state. You're just slowly that creep of worry is starting to kick in.
Right. Mom, is there anything that we can do to help besides just get her here, or like what do you need us or me to do?
Um, well, son, if I could give you a list of things to prepare, maybe we can get the remedy working a bit faster. Do you remember when I told you about how to make Ling's root? Uh, it takes a while to boil. You want to make sure the liquid clears before you add any of the extra ingredients. Does that sound familiar?
Vaguely. I think I have the general idea.
Okay, well, if you can work on that, that will help cut some time.
Okay.
Son, I think we have Ling's root in the kitchen, conveniently.
Oh, perfect.
Um, unless you all have anything to do, we probably should, let her have some space.
Okay.
And Elamdare, Sindare's dad, will head out towards the kitchen area while you all can still see Sindare's mom setting down like a god awful amount of herbs. This bag must be holding a whole lot in order for it, but like, yeah, she's just pulling out a bunch of different leaves and twigs and other bundles of flowers, and setting them in preparation.
I can't really help this. This wasn't really my thing with the plants and the flowers and stuff, but looks like you got this under control. And I kind of look towards Nisea and I clear the hair around her face and I say, can't even jump through time as good as I can.
Wow.
He gonna wake up and punch you in the face.
So in the kitchen, everyone's kind of like actively getting everything set up. Sindare, you find as your father helps you get a pot ready, and then Elamdare starts to pick off carefully the different pieces of the root and hands it over to you. I mean, this is as good as time as any. I'm Elamdare. Welcome to my cabin. You all are more than welcome to stay here as long as you need.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. It's so nice to be meeting you for the first time.
Why do you all keep saying it like that?
This isn't actually. We're like we've been through this.
They're
time
really
before.
good at
We've met
keeping
you before.
secrets,
You're
right?
gonna meet us like kind of soonish, and then you'll know. Oh,
Flint,
did I just ruin?
please stop talking.
I'm not gonna tell him about like the thing that happens.
Oh my god. Sweet Alel, I think okay. Bring it in.
What?
I think you might have revealed a little too much.
But he knows about like time jumpy stuff. Like,
Right, but he clearly doesn't know that he meets us.
well, he does now. Oh.
See, there's the problem.
Hey, never mind.
Save. Modify memory.
Uh, well, um, I will act like I didn't hear anything.
Great. Probably
That would be in
good
the
for like
best interest of
90% of our shit.
Elam,
Yeah.
there, did you hunt, capture, trap any meat that I can cook up for a group of people here assembled now at your abode? That's one way I can help this whole.
I only was able to get some small game. Sadly, when your friend landed near one of the deer we had our eyes on, it ran off. But priorities changed, and he kind of like sets down maybe 3 or 4 small like fox-like creatures on the table that have been like carefully killed, cleaned, and prepared to that extent. Aside from maybe slight skinning, but yeah.
I'll definitely take them and I'll start, I know my way around a second generation kitchen,
Yeah.
I'll start cooking, but from the future, I kind of explored the kitchen and I got a ramen packet that's just like those like 4 fried vegetables and some seasoning. And I just think like
This
I'm
is
sure
how it
this adds a lot.
happens.
This is how it adds a lot of flavor, and so I'm gonna try to use that to season the stew. Just that
Okay.
like,
what was the one rule when we started this
one
campaign?
ramen packet.
Can't bring things from the future to the past.
I didn't know. I'm not
Someone's
trained
gonna come
like
across that ramen pack. You'd be like, "What is this? What's this?"
Right. Ramen will be so
That's a good
evolved in the
idea.
future.
Honestly, if I had to guess, I'm actually gonna be pretty unimpressed with this seasoning package.
While Brolin is working on his performance check, what are the others? Oh yeah, Cinder. Make a survival check as you're trying to prepare this meal.
Okay. This is the time to roll well.
Ooh,
This is the time.
I'm not a performer, guys.
And as you're doing that, Cinder, your father comes up to you with just like a cautionary hand. Remember to get it to a complete boil, and you have advantage on this.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
Still
you.
micromanage me, Dad.
Come on.
Ah! The
Come on,
pressure!
man.
I want you to fail this.
I want you to fail this!
The first roll was a 2.
Nice. And the second was a 1.
The second was a 5. So we're looking at a total of 10.
Nice.
Ew.
So the concoction comes to a boil. The water changes colors. And you carefully set it on the counter. And around that time, your mother comes out with the bundle of herbs and sets it all down. Is it ready?
I think so. Double check that it looks right, though.
And she comes over and looks at it. Maybe just a pinch of salt here. And she grabs it and sprinkles it in. And you see, as it kisses the top of the boiling water, the sheen of the color change gives off a light blue sheen that radiates over it before it dissipates, and then it's back to its clear state.
Was that actually salt, or did she throw something real special in there?
Might have been something real special. You're not completely
Salt can
certain.
do a lot.
All right.
Salt's a strong chemical.
But she's like, yeah, that looks about right. And she begins to add the leaves into the remedy while she's stirring it carefully.
I go over to Flint and just like, I'll be honest, I think I messed that up.
There was like a lot of smoke, and it's like not even that hot. I don't know how you did
Right?
it.
Okay, so like I don't really know my way around a kitchen, 5th age or 2nd age.
Yeah, no, that
Um,
fits with like what I
right, like my
understand.
general thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, so when they handed me, a pot,
Yeah.
I was like, what is this? Something you put on your head? Like,
Oh, you're so fucking. I mean, you know what a pot is, though, right? Like,
right, it's for soups.
yeah, yeah. And what
And
is a
spaghetti, like 3 pounds of spaghetti.
You could probably that pot is pretty big. I would bet if you had to quantify the amount of spaghetti that you could fit in it, I would say probably 3 pounds. Just
And
a
I mean,
ballpark.
just like
But why would you ever want to make 3 pounds of spaghetti? I
if
don't
you want
get
to
it.
eat for the rest of the week, I mean,
You're pre-making spaghetti doesn't even reheat that well.
oh, I don't reheat my food.
That's the single saddest sentence I've ever heard in my life. And I hope to God, Cinder, I hope to God that this is Cinder saying this to Flint and not some meta revelation that, like, I don't know, some puppet masters of us is admitting from one to the other. Because if you don't even heat up your leftovers, I don't understand why you hate yourself so much.
No,
Cold spaghetti.
I eat cold spaghetti. I like sometimes if I'm really sad, I'll just eat it straight out of the pot. I won't put
Like
it on a
ice
new
cream.
dish.
Like ice cream.
Sindare's father looks over at Brolin, kind of smiling, given the circumstance. This is the most I've seen him enjoy interactions with others. They definitely have a strong bond.
Brolin like realizes as he's thinking of the way to respond to Sindare's dad, like he has no idea what Sindare's like is like a kid or family life or anything like that. So I just kind of look up at him and go, mm-hmm.
As he continues cooking and his fucking ramen fucking sprinkles to it.
Dad at the grill response.
And as this continues for a little bit longer, Sindare's mom finally speaks up. There, I believe it's done. And you see this kind of like greenish hued concoction start to be poured into a glass vial as she sets it down to cool. We should be able to administer it soon.
Okay. Like how soon?
Gotta cool off.
What's
Sure.
her timetable look like? Like how soon do we need to get it to her?
The sooner the better, but preferably when it's cooled a bit.
Okay.
She should still have time. I was able to heal her visible wounds, though I noticed from looking at her eyes that the time sickness had kicked in. So it's only a matter of time. If she stays in that state for too long, it may be hard to bring her back.
Okay. I'm worst case scenario, how do we bring her back?
And she kind of like, it's the first time, Sindare, I would say, even without checking, that you found your mother speechless or not have like an immediate solution to a problem. There was one way. And your father speaks up. Your uncle, Sauron, he was a cleric, and he had certain things that he had access to, ritual-wise, in preparation for this, that we as druids do not.
Okay. Okay. Is it something I would have access to? Or was it like a special thing that he did?
I mean, potentially. I don't think I would be able to guide you properly on all the steps, son. But we could try and find that out. And Alamdare speaks up. I might be able to help if it comes to that. I mean, I saw Sauron perform that many times, especially during the beginning when we didn't quite know all the steps that we needed to take, and time sickness was a little bit more prevalent.
Okay.
And as we contemplate that, we're going to take a quick break.
Take a quick break, gang.
Oh. So much to unpack, unsettle. But yes, we will be back here shortly. Don't go anywhere unless you need to go somewhere real quick and then come back. But we'll be back in like maybe 10 minutes, give or take. Okay, bye. Ah! Welcome back. So as this potion concoction remedy is cooling, is there anything that you all want to talk about? Or is Cinder and Flint just still going back and forth?
I think we've left the spaghetti talk, but Flint is now like, while everyone else is preoccupied, her and is Smudgy with me? Oh. Where the fuck?
As Flint is thinking, the last time she saw Smudgy, he was sleeping on a stack of Fate Keepers DVDs.
I didn't bring him with me. That's so dumb. That's so dumb. Why would I do that?
A lot was happening.
Okay. A lot was happening. You're right. Okay. Well, then she has peeled off and like while everyone's occupied, she's going through like closets, drawers. She's trying to find like clothes that fit this time period and like she's working on
y'all
the
are
fit.
still dressed like ridiculously. I forgot about this.
Oh
Yeah.
shoot, I'm dressed as a youth pastor.
Yeah. So she's like
Oh,
trying to
goodness.
assimilate to the times, but also look cool and get like but she's like going through everyone's closet. She's in Ellendare's closet. She's in his mom. She's like cutting
Pieces.
sleeves off of jackets. She's fully like just helping herself.
I appreciate the
Is this in
amount
the
of
middle of the-
wardrobe changes in this.
Is this where everyone can see, or are we all in a different room? Yeah.
I feel like everyone's in the kitchen and I've wandered up into the bedroom.
You just hear a bunch of like cabinets opening, shutting quickly, and just like
Fabric ripping.
Yeah, I'm still cooking, I guess. So I'm kind of like in the zone of cooking and singing and just trying to create an atmosphere in here that isn't so tense.
I'm pacing nervously.
Cinder's mother looks over at you, Brolin. So how long have you known Cinder?
Well, time is really just a weird stew. I've recently discovered. I mean, seems like you understand. So like, if I were to take all the pieces and string them together, 2 weeks maybe.
All right.
But I mean, here's the silly part though. That's starting 7 days about from now. So like, I will know him 2 weeks, 7 days from now.
Which would make it 3 weeks?
I get, yeah, sounds peace.
By time you know him, it'll be 3 weeks. He's changed.
Well, your perspective being, you have to understand, like, there's a lot that I've learned very recently, but you know about his life. All of it, probably. It seems.
Yes.
Does he know all about your life?
I mean, he knew that I had a brother, but I don't really speak about him all that much since we lost him. I mean, he knows that we were druids. We kind of didn't tell him about the time jumping portion, considering that was behind us. Once we arrived to Taldean, we were just trying to find a space, a place where we could build something new. Then we came across the program.
I kind of like cut her off And I'd lean in and I'd say, don't you think you should be telling him this? He has learned a lot about the stuff maybe you haven't talked to him about. That maybe this change you see is his realization that there's more to him than he knows. And so you, as his parents, probably should like, I may be out of bounds here, but tell him. Does he know why you didn't tell him this stuff? Does he know why?
I mean, the reasoning behind why we didn't, I guess, isn't the same anymore, so we should be able to talk to him about it now.
Because he's been finding the answers himself. And he's a pretty smart kid, but he's not 100%.
Thank you. Brolin, was it?
That's right, ma'am. What your name again was?
Suriel.
Suriel. Well, it's been surreal meeting you.
Oh. Definitely first time I've heard that.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yes, I will put in my notes. I'm going to go find Cinder and probably my husband and see if we can talk for a bit. Can you make sure that everything's good here?
Oh, of course. You have a beautiful kitchen.
Not my kitchen, but thank you.
Right. He just goes back to work.
So Cinder, your mother goes over to talk to your father for a little bit, and they're kind of like looking over to you, which you can sense that they're talking about you. And then she kind of like nudges him, and he walks over with her. Cinder, if you would be so inclined, perhaps we could talk for a little whiles? Catch up?
Yeah, do we have time? How long do you think we have to wait for this thing to cool? Because I don't want Nasea to lose time because we're talking.
Oh, she should be fine, right, dear? Yes, there will be more than enough time.
Okay. Then yeah, we can talk. By the way, did you see where Flint went?
I kind of caught her tail, headed upstairs. Then a bunch of banging sounds that I just ignored.
Okay, I don't want to concern you, but there's about a 50-50 shot that she's trying to get anything valuable.
Not my cabin.
All right. As long as we're cool with it. I don't know if she's trying to find something to help Nasea. I don't know if she's like it's hard to gauge what's going through her head at any given time. She's very unpredictable, has made me very unpredictable, but it's great. I love it. It's like it's freeing to just be all
Free?
wibbly. Yeah. To not be so reserved.
I mean, yes, it is good to be free. I was, your mother and I were hoping that this discussion could be a little bit more about us together as a family.
Are you gonna disown me?
I told you he says things like this, and I don't know what to. Disown you, son. What are you?
I don't know. I mean, I told Dad about everything that has happened, and maybe you're dissatisfied with the child you found, so might as well distance yourself from him before he makes any further mistakes. I don't know. That seems unreasonable, but like I don't want to rule it out. Just, prepping for the worst and hoping for something middle ground.
Son, you look a bit haggard. Have you slept well?
Let's see. The last time I slept, I was knocked unconscious after being almost thrown off a building during an explosion of magical energy after my friend Nisea sunk her axe into me a couple times and almost killed me. So, no.
But this is the Nisea that wasn't under her normal.
Yeah, she wasn't herself. But like between you guys and me, I think there was a little bit of like truth in it. Like I think she wanted to hit me as hard as she possibly could, and she did. Like my shoulder's here, her axe went here. Like I just realized I'm still wearing future clothes. Do you have anything I could change into?
Yes, I think I do.
Well, we can do that after we talk. Sorry, I'm brain going lots of directions.
Oh, no,
I'm sorry.
It's fine. Sit, perhaps. Sitting might be nice.
Sure. I can sit.
Do you want place more private, or is here out in the open fine?
I look around the room.
Just Brolin cooking in the kitchen.
Roland's learned a lot about me. We actually had a really good heart-to-heart where we prayed to Elel, and it was in a shack, and I casted a spell that made vines grow everywhere, so we kind of blocked ourselves in. But it was a touching moment that we actually shared together, and I've respected him more since then. He's a good friend. Sorry, I'm unloading a lot. There's been a lot.
Yeah, I'm getting second doses, actually. Son, I guess what we're trying to really find out is, are you all right? Not just, are you all right?
I'm getting... Sorry, Wallet. It's really bad.
That's the worst kind of cough when you're mid-word. You're
Yeah.
mid-word when that tickle started.
Right. Sorry. My nose is adjusting to the palate of the past. But I'm getting better. Ever since I came back from being dead, things have been getting worse, but also improving. Like internally, things are improving. Externally, things have just been getting worse. So
Your mother kind of like goes over to you, pats you on the shoulder, and her hand kind of like looks. Did you still keep your flower wreaths with your pastor outfit?
no, I ditched it all.
Okay. She like pats your hand and casts Greater Restoration. And your effects of exhaustion or lethargy that came from dying sort of melt away in the background. But there's still a pollen, so you're going to have to figure that out.
Right.
later on.
Yeah, no, it's bad. It's getting worse, actually, which is weird because I'm indoors. Oh, That was something. What did you do? What did you do?
I just restored you a bit, son.
Okay. Thank you. I'm not sure how difficult doing something like that is for you, but I appreciate your help in my recovery. How long has it been since Flint's been gone?
Maybe 10 minutes? 10? 15?
Where is Flint? How could she be gone? Wait. Flint! Where are you? Just wait.
I'm up here. What?
Are you good or?
I'm great. Are you good? I think I know the answer to that.
Okay. All right. I was just checking. Good to know you're good. Don't break anything.
Too late for that.
All right. See, this is just the back and forth that we have. It's very strange to some. But it's become like I don't know, it's become like a new normal for me in like the best possible way. Like having somebody that you have that rapport with isn't usual for me. I think my voice is slipping because of the pollen.
So much fucking pollen.
I mean, yes, son. It's all right. I mean, I remember the first time I met your mother. We got along swimmingly, and you know, you just take things a day at a time, and you see where things go, and you know, it's good that you're getting out and speaking to people. Actually,
Right. Yeah, that's not something I did a lot. Or do a lot. But like my friends have gotten me to go out and have adventures and stuff like that, and we've met some great people who have all died. But we're gonna fix it.
yes. Yes. Fixing. Perhaps we should change a little bit of how, as an arbiter, fixing is perceived. Time isn't exactly. Time doesn't work exactly like people work. If there's a change that you want to make of yourself, you can just put in the effort and hopefully the result is what you would like on the opposite end. And if it's not, you can change it from there. We found that when we went back and we tried to change things at its earlier states, going back to the future is a little bit harder to predict what those changes could actually manifest. And then it sort of got to a point where the ends didn't justify the means, because while our intents of wanting to do good were just and right, and we were seeking out things that hopefully aligned ourselves to that, the outcome may not have been something we wanted if we knew that's what it was to begin with. And I think when we found you, we realized that, well, I don't want to speak for your mother, but I realized that after certain events, what your father is trying to say. We lost my brother when we brought you back with us. And that realization hit a lot of us hard, differently. Mostly because only those of us that went back remembered him, for time had forgotten him altogether. And I couldn't bring myself, and I believe your father couldn't either. There was no justification for if we went back and came back and you weren't there. So we decided as a group, as a whole, to just do what was best for us, for our family, and move forward rather than always looking back.
Right. But I mean, we messed up in such a way that the world ended far sooner than it should have. I mean, it didn't end, but it became something radically different. And I feel like we should stop that.
I think that in part is a collection of a lot of things. Time isn't exactly as linear as we would hope. Sometimes there's alternate timelines that manifest that you could get lost in. And I believe the place that you and your friends were at before was one of those timelines. Might not necessarily be our future, but a future. Potentially.
Okay.
But there are things, much larger things, present here in this age that are being purposefully meddled with, which would alter things on a much unpredictable state.
So, are you saying we should more focus on the ones that are drastically changing things instead of trying to fix the things that we made a mistake on?
Perhaps. At least I would say so. Our mistakes, our actions that we do in life, they're not necessarily mistakes. They might have been wrong choices in those moments, but they're not anything to be ashamed of or feel that you need to redo. However, if someone's actively using their powers and abilities to hinder those around them for their own personal gain, then that's something to contend with.
Okay. I look at Brolin. Is Brolin given any kind of like body language that he's been listening or
Nope.
He's just
Brolin's
chopping
been cooking.
onions.
Yeah, Brolin's just been cooking. I mean, stew is easy. You just get it in the pot and go in. So I'd say like for the last little bit, he's just like been singing and like stirring and like tasting. He's in his own world.
Okay. So, I mean, would you be able to help us at all? Or do you think it'd be best that you stay here?
There is a discussion of how we were able to draw you back here. And she kind of like points to your staff. That crystal that it possesses has a unique signature. We were able to locate, perceive in ways where you were, and then draw that energy to this location.
Okay, so could you... Would you be able to send us somewhere to a specific location, or is it just a means to pull us in?
In its current state, it needs a bit of repair. We can try and spend the time to do that. But when you came back in time, was there anything odd immediately that caught your attention? You and your friends?
Excuse me, and I turn around.
Oh boy.
Oh no. It's contagious.
Roland,
Yeah.
was there anything strange that you noticed as we were making our trip back in time?
Oh. Well, I mean, you mean from like, aside from like the colors, the flying, and the space travel?
Okay, yeah, maybe you weren't the one. Hey, Flint,
Yeah.
anything weird on our trip back in time that you noticed?
I mean, just the fact that hold on. And you see she starts clomping down the stairs, and she is in like this like ruffly white shirt and like this long jacket that she's ripped the sleeves off of, so now it's like a vest long jacket, and like she has like a scarf tied around her, and she's in like cool leather pants and someone else's boots. No, the only weird thing was that, like, you know, we thought we were gonna go one place, and then all of a sudden it's like, boom, here we go through the time stream. Goodbye, place where I thought we were supposed to be, and now we're here.
Right, and other than that, the only strange thing was Angel kind of activating.
Are we talking about the future? The future is really weird right now.
Right. Yes.
We
But-
really did a number on that.
Yeah.
It's a mess. It's a mess.
Yeah, so sorry, I'm recovering from what I just read. So yeah, nothing strange about our journey back. I don't
I
think.
mean, the first time, son.
Oh, the very first time we went back?
Yes.
Flint?
Yeah.
I mean, it was our first time going back, so we didn't know what was going on.
Yeah, we really didn't have much to compare it to. We were just like looking for people who had like exploded. That was kind of weird, but
Oh yeah, yeah. And the only one that might know is Zaysa, but Zaysa is nowhere to be found. The one person that would know what they're doing, gone. That happened. There were two like side people that showed up and were like, "This is how things operate. You need to do it this way," and then just bounced because I don't know.
I think
One
we really
bounced because of
thrived
its
under
time.
my leadership, though.
Well,
You see, I'm the captain of this particular ship that we're on. And I really think that I've steered us to a place of, we're doing
damnation in
good in
ruin,
the world.
or
Well, we were doing good in the world. Well, we really didn't do all that much good. We kind of just fucked shit up.
At this time, Brolin busts out the door. Oh, we're eating out here, I see, and like sets down the stew pot, just like on the ground, right in the middle of everyone. There's like a spoon sticking out. He's like holding some bowls, and he just starts passing some bowls out. This is weird, but
yeah, I mean, like,
here.
and it's, I don't know. I just don't know if there was anything special or different. I don't know what to look for. It was my first time, and
Well, son, you said the original reason that you came back is you sensed an anomaly. Then
yes, there was an anomaly that we had to come and investigate, which then led to meeting Aoron, which then led to Diora, which then led to I mean everything. Once Zesa left, that made its own ripple that made Aoron disappear.
That was kind of the first ripple that we
That
saw.
we didn't even do. Like, it wasn't our fault.
Yeah. Well, I was just gonna say, it seems like, a ripple occurred every time, like that first time, and then when she left, there was another one. So I can only imagine that we left, there was one, and then like you guys left and came back. Like, how many riffles have occurred just in our doings?
There's a decent amount of ruffles. I do think so.
They have ridges.
I mean, just from our experience, the Diora situation could be something to look into.
Well, I'm trying to. There's one dot I'm trying to connect. I was in there cooking, and it's just kind of. You mentioned that like people were actively trying to stop something from happening, us interfering with something. That's what we got to pinpoint. Was that Diora? Was that the Lich? Was that Hege? Hege?
Was it Flint's getting the pollen too?
Yeah, you were the ones that want to eat outside. I mean, I feel like if we go inside, maybe there's less of this pollen out here.
I feel like garbage.
Yo, me too. But or was it the two corruption people?
Or was it freaking Flint's dad?
I mean,
I don't
Flint's
think
dad
he's
had a
gonna-
whole okay. He had a whole ploy going on.
He got the most out of everything, didn't he?
Right,
I mean,
but was he working?
Let's be honest here.
Was he working with somebody besides his entire group of people? Like, who was working with who, if
I
anybody
mean,
was working
he
with anybody?
commands an
Good.
entire, like,
Demon army, right?
plane.
Pretty, like,
Yeah.
weren't all the amulet wearers, weren't they technically working for him?
Technically, they were under his influence. Sorry, I'm trying to get myself back in focus.
Right. So he had people actively searching out the amulet so he could get his freedom. So like is that the point? Is that what we need to close? What's the loop that we have to close?
Flint, when you met your father,
Uh-huh.
did he seem rememberable? Do you remember your parents?
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's like a giant demon in hell who's like trapped there. Of course I remember him.
What was his
I-
name?
Zariel? Or is that the guy who worked for him? I think that's right.
I could double check, but continue.
Yeah, it was. You
Yeah,
wouldn't
in front
understand it. It's a demon.
You wouldn't know.
But yeah, totally. I mean, like, I didn't really remember him from growing up because he wasn't really around a lot or anything. But he had important stuff to do, so it makes sense. And
I
it's
got
like,
it.
Running hell?
Zaradin.
Zara did.
Yes, Zaradin, the destroyer. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got that shit.
And your mother.
Oh. I still haven't. I don't really know her. She wasn't there.
Did you get her name?
I know what she looks like. She's real pretty.
Could,
I mean,
could you question? Because do you have access to magic now?
that's a good thought.
Could you make yourself look like your mother and then I could send her a message?
No, I don't know how to do that.
Okay.
Oh, actually, I do know how to do that.
Change how you look.
Didn't we do this?
You have the outfit,
the outfit,
the jacket
the
that
armor.
or the armor that glamours.
Glamour
but
armor,
Do you
yeah.
have disguise self?
You have disguise
I
self.
just got polymorph.
That's a heavy.
Polymorph
That's a heavy
yourself
spell. That's a heavy spell. Yeah,
I'm a warlock.
it works.
Heavy. They're all gonna go heavy. I thought, yeah, I didn't take the. I'm trying to think what my thing is. Yeah, I don't have the same one that I have. Doesn't matter. Is that enough for you to be able to message her, just knowing what she looks like? And what's that gonna do for us? I mean, like, what are we gonna do? Meet up with her and then be like, oh, hey.
Well, more like, how can we stop your ex-husband? Or ex? Or
Can you
baby
hear
daddy?
my cat in the background? He's like destroying a box. Okay.
Oh no!
Anyway. Yeah, I mean, maybe she knows, but you think that trapping him for good is the secret here? I mean, obviously he got unleashed or whatever, and that was bad, and I don't think it's wise to go down that road again, but really I think it was the amulet that caused all those problems. Yeah, but maybe she would know something. I'd like to meet her. If I could.
Sorry, pollen.
I know it's everywhere.
It's awful. For somebody who loves nature, pollen sure sucks. Mom, Dad, is that a good idea to go down that path, or do you think that's a waste of time from your experience?
If there's a way to find a weakness for one of the larger forces at play here, then that could potentially give us sound direction of where to move next.
Oh my gosh, I forgot the bread. You really want the bread to soak up this stew. It's I made quite a bit. Flint, will you come help me carry the bread out here?
Did you make bread?
You made bread in a. Are you flirting with me?
I need help. I can't
No,
carry
he wouldn't. No, Brolin wouldn't.
all the bread.
No, he wouldn't do that. Right, Brolin? Right?
No, he's talking to his parents. I just figured you could help me carry the bread.
Carry the bread.
It's a lot of bread. I made a lot of bread. Just come help me carry the fucking bread.
Okay, Jesus. She walks into the kitchen, turns back. Brolin, listen, I don't think about you like that. I understand.
No, shh, come here.
What?
I needed. There's a possibility, and I figured, we need to be on the same page at this. Think
We're
about.
not on the same.
No.
Tell you.
Talking about closing loops. I know it can still be going there. It's not going there.
Okay.
This is where we came back to. This point in time, Cinder was born in this age and immediately taken to the future. That is a loop.
You think we... Wait, Cinder can't come back with us?
I don't know what it means, but I'm just saying, what if that's the loop that needs to be closed? I hope so. I hope that's not the case. But we came here first. When we came trying to figure out where we need to start, this is where we are. And we see his parents, and they know everything. They know everything.
We should tell him.
Okay, if that's what you think, but for
I
now,
mean,
it's
we
fine.
have a choice.
Right, well, it's not urgent. I needed someone else to know that this is a possibility.
I guess he's going through a lot right now. Maybe we don't hit him with this because he's just gonna be like, oh, you're just gonna leave me behind like everyone else in my life, and like it's gonna turn into this whole thing, and I'm gonna be like, where is this coming from? You know what I mean? So it's like maybe we... God, I hope you're wrong though.
I do too. But I mean, it's his parents, it's your parents, it's Ness's parents. Who knows what the loop is? Who knows what the point that we need to change or fix? But to be fair, and you're from the time, I'm sitting here making a list of possibilities, and from what I understand of all, it seems like it's a possibility.
Yeah. It definitely is a possibility.
And if his parents know it is, we got to be careful because they might not give us the most best path forward.
God, I wish people would just say what they're thinking and feeling. Because if they were like, oh, hey, this is something we don't want you to do, so like just don't do it, then we can be like, okay, I'll take that information. Rather than telling me to go do this thing, but not really, I don't need to do that thing. You know what I mean? It's like, just be direct with me, people. But yeah, no, I get what you're saying. People are like that.
Okay, so no need to act anything now. And luckily, I saw they had several loaves of bread, so come gather this bread. We're just gonna take it out there and have it with the stew. And I didn't make it though, so no.
Yeah, I didn't think you could make bread.
No, I didn't have time to make bread. Jeez.
You know how to make bread?
I know it takes a goddamn while. It's not just something I can just like whip up like stew.
Why would you make bread? You can buy bread.
Well, it's bad. Never mind. Let's go.
So y'all come back out with probably an uncomfortable amount of bread.
Bread
Sure
for
they-
everybody.
I am staring daggers at Roland.
What? Sourdough?
Sourdough. Bread.
I mean, do you want one for your stew?
The bread's nice and hot.
I'm gonna pass on the bread. I'm trying to keep it.
Well, I'm sure this will help. And I just go like offer bread to his parents.
They take the bread none the wiser.
Fully biting into like a full like French loaf, like from like not like sharing any part of it, just like a corn cob. So there's no way to even like slice off the part that she's bitten.
Oh, nice. All those dry flakes just going everywhere.
So
This is my best friend, folks.
y'all enjoy this meal that has been halfly prepared by Brolin.
I bet it's not good. There's no way it's good.
What was your performance check?
Oh, it was pretty good. It was a
A
dirty
ramen
20.
packet in a
Yeah.
roast.
I mean, it's surprisingly better than some of the spiel that
They're
was
just used to really
debated
cold, bland
heavily during the camp nights.
food.
Flint is pleasantly surprised.
We each get one rehydrated vegetable cube.
Plus 11 herbs and spices.
Oh, mine's the moisture packet.
No. You know better.
Yeah, if anyone, you were the one that would know. So y'all finish eating. Your mother stands up, Cinder. I'm gonna go check on the remedy. Are you going to try to change into your mother, Flint?
Yeah, I can do that.
Do you know what you would want to ask her, Cinder, if you can reach her?
I didn't think that far ahead, honestly. I mean, other than like, where are you? I'm with your daughter. You know, and I should probably specify Flint, because I don't know, people get out of relationships and then have kids in other relationships, so like, she could have multiple children. So
I got brothers and sisters.
well, half, which basically count as full, but maybe, I don't know.
Imagine other me's running around, just doing shit.
Right? Yes, because it's your mother's side that would be the ones to get into the stuff.
Inside check. Is he not cursing in front of his parents? Just kidding. I didn't actually roll an
Yeah, she didn't actually roll.
I know, but I rolled for fun and I rolled a 19.
Oh, okay, well.
Just wasted my best roll of the night on something that's not real.
But yeah,
Isn't that all
I'll
of D&D?
turn into her, and if that's enough for you to.
And just you know, give me some information on the little bit you know about her, if anything.
She got with my dad. They had me.
Okay.
She left.
Okay.
Do I know anything else? I don't think so.
Okay. Yeah, just turn into your mom. Real quick.
Okay.
And she'll, because she's seen her like in like a vision, so she will recreate. I think she had like black hair.
Yeah, with like a white streak that was tied back.
Oh yeah, you sent a picture.
Yeah.
So yep, she will use polymorph to turn into her mom. So she's like fully like, yeah.
So does polymorph just change your visage, or does your clothes change?
No, polymorph changes like I'm fully transformed into. It's not even just like a vision. I'm like fully transformed into it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you watch as Flint. How long does it take? Just an action?
Yep. And I mean, because I guess I can choose what like the clothes are, whatever. So I think I'll wear like the same outfit, but everything's like a little nicer. Like the sleeves that she just like ripped off are like hemmed and embroidered, and everything's like a little fancier and like more feminine.
Okay. Does your polymorph look any sort of way? would you imagine?
I think you see just like from her toes up to her head, just like this ring of like, it's like Flint burns away, like you see actual flames, and as she burns away and like left, like as the smoke clears, you see a completely different person.
Nice. And for this description, Brolin, make a perception check.
Oh, that's a nat 20. Haven't seen one of those on this dice set in a long time. So that's 25 with a nat 20.
Okay. Brolin, as Flint burns away and this new visage is there, the person that there is standing in front of you has like these piercing, radiant blue eyes that kind of captures everyone's attention. And as you're looking at her, she looks familiar. You just don't know where you've seen her before. And that's like bothering you, as Flint apparently looks like her mother.
Okay, so this is what your mom looks like.
Yes, I'm Flint's mother.
The voice is a good touch.
Flint's mom's voice, but Flint's accent for
Okay. Okay, this will be easy. This will so easy. What should
I have? Sorry.
what should I ask her?
I thought you already knew. You were gonna be like, "Oh, where are you? I'm with Flint, and we're trying to like trap the demon who's like her dad."
To see someone else pull off a Flint response like that is kind of like shaking your whole life situations in there. But
okay. Yeah, this will be easy. DM, I will remind you, if the target is on another plane, there's a 5% chance that it won't go through.
Only 5%. That's good.
Cool.
I like that.
Tight. So there's a 95% chance of success. I just have to roll a percentage dice. No pressure. I mean, continue what you're saying as you would.
Right, yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Okay. I cast sending. Hello. My name is Cinder. I know your daughter Flint. Where are you? We need your help. Can we meet? Your daughter is awesome. Thanks.
Yeah. I mean, yes. Very well done.
While this is happening, can I try to recollect it? Where I might have recognized her.
Roll insight at disadvantage, because regardless of how familiar she looks, she's giving off major Flint vibes right now.
She like started in like good posture, but now she's like fully like sat over, has like her leg up.
Insight at disadvantage is going to be an 11.
Okay. Like, tip of your tongue. You're like, where do I've seen her before?
Guys. It's
Doesn't
the
help
Queen
that
of Dorne.
Brolin is like ancient, probably, because he's a dwarf.
He's been around for a while.
So as your sending goes off, you wait an uncomfortably long amount of time. Your mother comes back out with the cooled potion, and she kind of like judges the room and, doesn't say anything. as Flint is standing there as the person that she would imagine her mother to be, considering that's what the discussion was before she left. But you finally get something back, Cinder. Oh no, I'm hearing voices now. Am I in trouble? Are you gonna hurt me? And as the voice hits you, Cinder, you realize it's Diora. And that's where we're gonna end it.
What?
I've done it again.
You're a madman.
Okay. All right. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Tight, cool.
Month and a half until we play again. It's fine.
Oh my! Talk about full circle, guys.
That's full circle and yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, I mean,
And
yeah,
I would say,
totally.
around this time when Cinder's eyes grow bigger, Brolin, you're like, it's the barmaid from the from the one tavern that we were at. Like, completely wrong, but we'll figure out your correction on the backside about a month from now, folks. We won't have any Fate next month, but we will be back second Monday of June. So, I mean, I'll give y'all time to recover and recoup, but it's been a long time coming, just saying.
For real.
We will.
We're over a year old, like, since we started streaming, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, with the breaks and everything, yeah. We will see you all the next time. Also, be sure to join us later this week for some Dusk of Accordia, and this Saturday for the PvP event, main seat event. Make sure you have good seats. I don't know what you would do in those particular cases. Cinder is spinning his glow
Castles.
sticks. He's casting glow
General Kenobi.
Oh my god.
Famous reference, Stacks, in case you don't know.
But yeah, we will catch you all the next time, and take care for now.
Meow, meow, meow. Meow, meow, meow.